Hey everyone, how's it going? Muthurajah back with a new video lesson for you all. Before I go to the actual lesson, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, or if this is your first time on here. Consider joining my channel where I post exclusive lessons, mini lessons, what I'm practicing, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. And for a limited time right now, I am running a campaign of 40% off on private lessons. Okay, so if you want to find out more about that, drop me an email and then we can figure things out, discuss schedules and whatnot. But yes, the last date to sign up for the discounted lessons would be the 15th of June. So be sure to reach out well before that, just so you don't miss out on open spots. All right. And also use the code 40K on my website to get 40% off on anything on there. Cool. So lately I've been on a bit of a how do I say, a new discovery about myself. So to give you a little insight, after I had my surgery, obviously I've been playing again, but I also started to realize certain things about the way I play the bass. Okay, now this is predominantly to do with soloing and improv and those kind of things. So here's the thing, from a technique standpoint, we are told to alternate pick our notes, right? Heck, even I say that. And then you have the more legato. And these are very fine approaches. But what I notice about myself is when I solo, over the years, somehow, after I started playing a 5, I became more left hand dominant. So my fretting hand used to do most of the work. So let's say I take something like this. This is a shape I like to use a lot. This is a 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. So you will notice that I'm only picking once on the A string and then picking those two notes there. Now, of course, if I try to alternate pick that, it's not only more difficult, but I realized when I was trying to do this that I'm not well coordinated. So it made me look at everything I've been practicing over the last few years, and then I realized, oh, my alternate picking is quite weak. I don't know how it happened, but when I used to play my Squire exclusively, my alternate picking was quite spot on. And then I realized what has been tripping me up so much over the last coming to 3 years now is transitioning from playing the B string into the other strings. So I had to come clean with myself. No pun intended, but I had to reconfigure certain technical issues that I've been having. So I started turning to old transcriptions, just practicing certain phrases from classical music, trying to really work that in. And then I realized it's not that I cannot alternate pick, but I never took the time to patiently try doing it on this bass. I went off on a tangent because my technique was great on the 4 string, that, this is an extra string, but I didn't take into consideration what the extra string is doing to my picking hand. My fretting hand has been no problem. In fact, it's so much better after the surgery. It feels like a new hand. But it obviously made me question something. Do we ever get to a position where we are too good to be practicing? And if you are at a certain level, does the content of what you practice essentially change? What actually goes on? What do you do about this, right? So what I would recommend you try doing, this is what I'm doing, is whatever you did from a foundation standpoint, your scales, arpeggios, sequences, and those kind of simple things that you use for technique, use that once in a while to just gauge whether or not you're still able to do it well and proficiently. Because I started to realize, like, okay, let me show you. when I play scales, typically when I'm playing expanded scales, I never use like a stretchy approach. I never do that. I usually go I'm doing it fast because I have issues when I have to play this fast. So I start here and then I shift up. But I never do this. So it made me realize, man, I need to start. Then I realized certain strings, when I cross over, I have problems. Cool, I keep that in mind. So I'm very deliberately picking every note without allowing the legato-ness of my general playing get in the way. And I don't know what it looks like to you, but for me it's difficult to not use my left hand or fretting hand to push certain notes out. Like on a normal day, this is how I would do it. When I'm descending, it's easy. For most of us, it's easy to alternate pick when descending because of the raking motion. But you see that? Then I realized when I ascend with legato, it doesn't sound bad, but it's got a certain sound to it. And I want to eliminate that, so I have to alternate pick it. And then I realized my forearm resting here also can be a problem. So now when I stand, I actually try to keep my arm up a bit. Automatically it improves it, but now I have to look at other things as well. So the reason I'm even recording this lesson right now is because I just want to tell you, none of us can ever get good enough to stop practicing. Does the material of what you practice change? Sure. The time taken to practice certain things? Absolutely. Of course, the more you practice, the more proficient and efficient you become overall. But the bottom line is, none of us get to a level where practicing is a thing of the past. Never going to happen. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of put this out there in case you've been wondering whether you should be practicing your triads or your seventh chords. Evaluate yourself. Be true to yourself. If it means you need to go back to a simple triad, do it. Alright, I hope this helps, and I will see you all in the shed until the next one. Peace.